So, today we're going to discover why it feels so fucking hard to start getting in shape in the first place. And I know this because of literally starting and getting guys to the end result of a decent level of a transformation. Honestly, the hardest part about it is the very first initial interaction to get them to start. You can probably really understand this. When they get to like 4 or 5 weeks out, and don't get me wrong, they're suffering, they've been dieting for X amount of time, calories are low, output's high, they're generally like fatigued, but by that point, they know what they're doing, they see where the end is, and the pathways have been built. So to get there, it's just something that's going to happen if they just continue with the habits that they're doing. To start is so much more difficult, and that's why I wanted to make this video and really just paint the picture that the hardest part is just physically starting and sticking to it. Now, why is it that the hardest part is starting? Well, look at it like this. If you've never been someone that's decided to get in shape, eat correctly, train in a gym, it's all going to feel very alien to you. And like when I put myself into the shoes of that, it'd be like someone saying to me, right, go and learn a new language. And like you kind of you want to learn Spanish, you can chat up Latinas, it's fucking nice. You might future wife might be a Latina, and it's like, yeah, I can see the need from it, but also like kind of, but not really. For someone that's never really been in shape, they don't see a massive need for, especially if they're not completely out of shape. Like if you're sub 20% body fat, not that much muscle, have a like fairly okay social life, get like an okay attraction from women, you really will struggle. The need and the why will not be painful enough for you to have a fuck this event where you need to go and make sure you do the thing. The same is for like learning a language. You're never really gonna have this fuck this event, I must learn it, unless you were dropped into a country where you couldn't leave and could only learn by communicating through that language. Then you would learn it. The same goes for getting in shape. So I understand from the perspective of someone that's never done it before why they struggle so much. But why they struggle so much is because they have an identity. So like if this is you, let's make this personal. Let's say this is you and you struggle to get in shape, you struggle to start, you struggle to continue. This is because you here have an identity. Your identity is what makes you feel comfortable and secure in the world, because that's how you know how to position yourself. It's made up of the thoughts that come out of your brain. It's made up of the way people perceive you. It's made up of the way you also see the world in itself. So there's three things that make up your identity. And your identity is exactly as you are today, because it was made up of all those years of habits, events, like things that happened, and they made how you are today. Now, if how you are today is some like guy that's out of shape and wants to start getting into shape, it's going to forever feel like you're swimming upstream towards the goal, because you're just not that guy. You're not that guy that's in shape. You're not that guy that trains. You're not that guy that gets fit. You're just not that guy. Like, I could put you in a fucking space rocket and say, you're going to go be an astronaut. You wouldn't do it because you're just not that guy. You're not a fucking astronaut. You've not got the ambition to do it. You've not fucking learned everything there is to know about being a fucking astronaut. You just wouldn't do it because you're just not that person. Like, if you're not a criminal and I try and make you do criminal action, you're not going to do it because you're just not a criminal. I'm not a criminal, so I'm not going to do those things. It's just not who I am. I can't do it. It's just not who I am. As much as I want to, it's just not who I am. You're just not that guy. And that's what it's like when you're trying to get in shape. The problem is, you actually want to be that guy. You actually want to get in shape. You actually want to start doing that thing that you've been putting off for so long. But the resistance to do so is so fucking high. So high. And when the resistance is high, you better take a fuck ton of willpower to try and overcome it. Now, we're not going to do that through willpower. No. We're going to fix the reason why the resistance is so high in the first place. We must understand that the resistance is so high because for the longest of time, you have stacked habits, which will denote as rocks, in the basket that keeps you the way you are. If we've got the old you here, and the new you in this basket here. The new you is you being in the best shape of your life, the athlete that you actually wanted to become. The old you is your current situation. Why it's so hard is because you've got so much baggage from the old version of you weighing you down. You've got the years of like confirmed identity that the gym is gay, you don't know what you're doing in there, weight's hurt, you feel sore, eating clean food is boring, it's restrictive, it's repetitive. You've got all these reasons, all these limiting beliefs, which you just made up or heard from other people, and they have compounded together to have this big sack of like garbage weighing you down from ever getting towards the goal. The sad thing is, I'm saying this about fitness. This is universal. This is the reason why like so many men don't get women, because they think, oh, I'm just a loser, I don't get women, or oh, I can't go speak to girls because of XYZ. No, shut the fuck up. You are a human being, you are a man. Just like every other man and human being that has what you want. If they can do it, so can you too, because you are both pieces of biology and pieces of humanoid that can go and do the same thing. They just reframed their brain in a different way, and then they went and did it, and their habits then confirmed that that is their version of them. The only reason why people do not do these things is because they're scared and they thought of things as to why they couldn't do it. It goes across every universal thing for your life. Money, relationships, physique, happiness, spirituality, whatever the fuck you can think of. It's all because of the way you viewed yourself for the longest period of time. And for the majority of people, it's probably not going to have been good. The people around you have probably not served you well. Some may have. I've been lucky. I've had people around me which have really, really served me well and inspired me to do good stuff. And as a byproduct, I've managed to do okay. But for the longest of time, you have acted in this way of bad habits that have confirmed the old version of you, and you have no habits in the new version, the good version of you, in order to get to the goal. So of course, when you try to change who you are as a person, of course it's like dragging a fucking 50 kg like boulder behind you, because you've got all this mental baggage weighing you down. Not physically. It's not your body that's the problem, or like your inability to lift the weight. That will come really fast. It's your mental blocks which are stopping you from doing anything. It's just like the analogy of like, why can't you step off something high? It's because you're scared, but some people aren't and they just do it. But we both have human bodies. We could both walk and then jump off the thing. It's just in our own brains it stops us. In our own brains, that's why it feels like we're swimming upstream. Because I could tell you to do something and you would fly through it, which other people would struggle to do, because for your habits, they've confirmed that that's an easy thing to do. So where am I going with this? Well, the first and the most painful thing you need to do is accept that nothing's going to change unless you change yourself. You can't change the situations around you, so you can only change what goes on between your own eyes. And you must sit and understand where, and this will take some deep introspective work, but it doesn't really have to be that bad, in the sense that what are the habits and what are the beliefs you have as to why you couldn't get in shape? I can't get in shape because I can only go to the gym at 8 p.m. on an evening. Well, go at 8 p.m. on an evening. What's the problem of going? I'm a bit tired. Yeah, you're a bit tired, but like you're going to still be better off going and doing the session half tired than not going at all. Because over time, that's going to stack and compound. And before you know it, you're going to start to enjoy the gym and you're going to get it in first thing in the morning when you're fresh as a fucking daisy. So you must understand your constraints first. Audit all the beliefs as to why you're... If I said to you now, why are you not in shape? If I ask you this question, start to rattle off to me. I'm not in shape because of X, Y, Z, blah, 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 blah. Do not blame other people for this. You are where you are in life right now because of your own doing. Do not blame other people. Even if it's their fault, still your fucking responsibility. So that's the first thing you need to do. You want to audit your life, write out on one piece of paper all the reasons why you are not in the shape you want to be, and just list them. Go ham, absolutely go ham. Empty your fucking skull of every limiting belief that came into your brain. Get it out on piece of paper, and then try to think logically, like, well, what would be the opposite answer to that? I can't get in shape because I'm not someone that's consistent with things. What's the opposite to that? I'm very consistent. I brush my teeth every day, or twice a day, every day, for as long as I've lived. I am someone of consistency. There you go. Limiting belief, squashed. I can't get in shape because I don't know what I'm doing in the gym. Did everybody else that started out in the gym day one, week one, know what they were doing in the gym? No. Unless they hired a personal trainer, but most people don't, so no. So what did they do? Well, they just either went and practiced, or they, at the very least, I mean, if you're watching my channel, there's enough information on there for you to actually start training in the gym with how to train and live correctly. So there's that belief, straight away out. You must do this for every single belief. Go ham, write it out, no matter how stupid and retarded it is. Write it out and then look at it and what would be the polar opposite. What would the person you need to become do to that limiting belief? And think about him, because we're going to come to that in a second. For as long as we then take out these rocks on how you see yourself in this basket, the basket will then be empty. You have crushed the limiting beliefs. So at the very least, you'll be a blank canvas, but obviously you're going to simultaneously not just leave this with empty time. You're then going to think of, well, if he had this limiting belief and he decided this is what we could do instead, the thing instead is now the new habit. He would go to bed early. Boom. He would go just 3 times a week at those times, even if they weren't the best, and just get them done. That's it. And that's all he's going to do for 2 weeks. He's not even going to look at diet. He's just going to train, he's going to walk, and he's going to sleep. He's not even going to look at his diet to begin with. That can come after. But already, this is going to swing in the balance, this is going to swing in the balance towards the new version of you. Again, now confirming your identity that you are what? You are an athlete. You are not some motherfucker that's trying to get in shape. You are an athlete. You have to live and breathe life like you are an athlete, because let's be honest, if you go into the gym 3 times a week, you're sleeping 8 hours a night, you're doing 10,000 steps, you're drinking 5 litres of water, and you're tracking your calories, you're basically an athlete, right? So you may as well think you are, live and breathe it, and then act like that accordingly. Because if you can then believe you are an athlete, your habits will then confirm how you see yourself. If your habits confirm how you see yourself, it's going to then bolster your self-image that you are not someone that's trying to get in shape, it's that you are just on this path to getting in shape. I don't wank anymore, it's just not who I am. Yours is going to be, I'm not out of shape anymore, it's just not who I am. I'm an athlete now, I don't skip the gym, that's just not who I am. And that's how you must view yourself. And as long as you can continuously stack good habits, good rocks in the basket here, it will make it so much easier, and it will make it feel like you're swimming downstream towards the goal. If you don't fix this, you will never get in shape. Because again, it will always feel like you're swimming upstream because you don't see yourself as that guy. You have to be that guy. The guy that you refer to, that is that guy in the thing, he went through the same thing. No one starts out as the thing unless you have like a great fucking father. He's like, no, you are a killer. You will train 5 times a day. You will go and do this. Then great. Then great for those people. But we have to then reprogram that ourselves. And in many ways, it's much more fun to do. You are, in fact, in a very fun situation. If you're in this position where starting to get in shape is so painful, you're in a very, very exciting situation. As soon as you can look at yourself in the third person as a project and be like, whoa, this is quite cool. We've got this guy that getting in shape really repulses him, and he's so out of shape, and the thought of him just going and doing a gym session is painful. To transform yourself to someone that is in shape and goes consistently, that is such a powerful thing to do for your life and to look back on. And then what you're going to do with that, you can use that to then mimic other areas of your life. You're like, oh, I don't have to stay out of shape for the whole of my life. I can change this, and this, and then I'm in shape. Oh, well, if I can do that for this area of my life, what can I do for the relationships? Oh, right, I don't have to settle with this person. I can go and get this because I now understand this. And before you know it, just by starting at the gym, you open a spiral of growth, an upward trajectory in all realms of your life, and it spreads across. But it all starts with you taking the bullshit and the limiting beliefs out of your own brain and then filling it with new ones to allow you to get to the goal. You must swim downstream. You must believe you are the athlete. If you want to go from A to B, don't do what most people do. Start, had a late night, fell off, got back to it, fell off, got back to it, fell off, not checked in with coach for ages, and it just moves around like this. And you kind of make a bit of progress, but look at the amount of effort that was spent to do this. So much fucking effort, right? The quickest way is just to imagine you're at B. Imagine you're at B and act like how the guy at B would. And if you do that, you're going to get the result. If you act like this, like everybody else, you will get the results that everybody else asks. You almost have to have a certain amount of arrogance. It's like, I'm out of shape, but I know I'm not going to be for a long time. I know soon enough I'm going to be an athlete. I know I'm out of shape now, but I've got the arrogance and the self-belief to believe that I'm going to be in shape by the end of this year. I know I could do it if I wanted to, and now the want is there and I want to do it. Like, we could all learn a language. It's been done before. The want just needs to be strong enough. And this is what we need to create inside your own brain. Unfortunately, most of you motherfuckers only create the want when something so painful in your life happens. You're like, no, fuck this, I need to do it now. Just forward foresee that pain. Forward foresee the fact that you didn't get in shape and the pain that's going to come when someone fucking leaves your life or someone abuses you for being fat. Forward think and see that pain. Use that now to get you in shape now, so you don't have to physically go through the pain. Many people have been through it before you. Don't go through it for the sake of it. So that's my 2 cents on how we get people started. Obviously, I need to learn how to spell elite. And that's my 2 cents. So if you found it useful, great. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you tomorrow.